One of the questions we get a lot is, how do I get started investing? Where do I go to set up an account? A lot of this confusion stems from the lasting effects of the archaic method of investing where the individual had to contact a stockbroker and pay all sorts of fees to get started opening an investment account. Well, welcome to the age of the liberation of the individual. Not only do we no longer need to rely on stuffed shirts on Wall Street to handle our stock investing, but we often are able to find platforms that waive all the age-old fees that used to apply to stock trades. That brings us to which platform is best. Rather than go through all the pros and cons of multiple platforms, I'm just going to jump right to my favorite. M1 Finance, the finance super app. Look, M1 Finance has all the bells and whistles of the other platforms, but with one primary distinction. A distinction that makes it the perfect platform when using the 12% solution or other trading strategies from TrendlineProfits.com. Hey, if you have yet to look into the trading strategies offered from Trendline Profits, check them out now. Created by 12% solution author David Allen Carter, these strategies will help your portfolio become more robust. Here's the distinction M1 Finance has: the pie format. Instead of buying a specific number of stocks and trading individual stocks, M1 Finance enables the user to set up a pie graph that dictates percentages of stocks. Okay, it's probably easier if I just show you. Okay, so we're going to take a look at M1 Finance. Now, again, to start an account, you need to put in some initial information, get your account started, then connect it with your bank. As you can see here, I've started building my portfolio, I've verified my email, but I have not connected a bank or made a deposit. This is a second account that I've set up for this video to help you make sense of M1 Finance. But what I really like about M1 Finance is this portfolio idea. Instead of a list of individual stocks and the number of stocks, you create a pie. And if you're not really into creating a pie, there are plenty of pies for you to choose from. When you go to their main page, you can start by going to the research side. And in the research side, you're going to find a category for expert pies. You can plan for retirement, you can do responsible investing, hedge funds, so all kinds of different ways that you can set up your M1 Finance account. When you're doing this, you can also plan for retirement based on age. So let's say I'm going to retire in 2050. Then I can find an aggressive, conservative, and moderate account. I can look at the year-to-date returns, I can look at the 3-year returns, and get all kinds of information there. I can also go to the section called My Pies, and I can create a pie. So if I want to create a pie, I start by finding what I want to go into that pie. Now let's say you are a 12% solution fan, and you belong to the newsletter. So you read the book, you signed up for the newsletter, and you know that for this month, the risk on trade is QQQ. So we're going to search for that. This is the ETF that tracks the NASDAQ 100. You can see here the NASDAQ 100 index. I'm going to add that to our basket. Then the hedge side of the 12% solution for this month is JNK. So we're going to go here. We're going to select the Bloomberg Barclays High Yield Bond ETF. Add that to our basket. We have our basket down here. We've got the hedge, we have the risk on, we're going to add that. Then it's going to take us specifically to our pie. And this is where we determine what we want each of these to end up being. So we're going to edit our pie, and we're going to make our our risk on, this is the ETF, the QQQ, we're going to make that 60%, and we're going to make our hedge 40%, so that our total is 100%. We'll call this the 12% solution. 12% solution. We're going to save this, and it's going to confirm that we now have a new pie. This is now a pie that I've created, and then I can put it into my primary pie. Now, if you are a member, if you're a subscribed member of TrendlineProfits.com and you have the strategies there, you can also create additional pies. So I'm going to go here to my pies, I'm going to create a pie. Let's say I want to create a pie based on bond bulls or based on the bare knuckle. I just look up the symbol, which I'm not going to go into right now because you got to subscribe to those strategies, but you look up the symbol that you want. Maybe you just want an individual stock. So let's select Tesla, and maybe we want Microsoft and Apple. So we're going to add those to our new pie, and we're just going to call this, this is our new portfolio. We've got 34, 33, 33 in each of these, and maybe we give this a name. We'll just call this Risk On Pie, and we can save that as well. So you can make as many pies as you want, but then what's really cool about M1 Finance is you can then go to your primary portfolio and you can select the pies that you want in this portfolio. So I'm going to go ahead and add to my portfolio my pies, and I'm going to add the 12% solution. So there we go. I'm going to get rid of all these other things, and I'm going to make the 12% solution 100% of my pie. So what I've basically done in creating individual pies, I've created a way to set up my portfolio so that I can have as many slices in this main pie as I want. So right now I have the 12% solution making up 100%. Let's say that I would like for another share, another aspect of this pie to exist. So I'm going to edit the pie. I'm going to also add the pie that I created with the individual stock picks and my risk on pie. So here's that. I'm going to make this 30%. I'm going to make the 12% solution 70%. I'm going to save this, confirm it, and I'm going to go back to my overall portfolio. Now you're going to see that none of this is actually invested. That's because I have not connected my bank. That's because this is a dummy account I've created for this video. But the point is, once I connect my bank and I deposit $100 or $1,000, the trades will happen to bring my account to the percentages I've dictated. So 70% of my account will be the 12% solution. 30% of my account will be these individual risks such as Tesla, Apple, and Microsoft. Now, one thing you'll notice down here is the upcoming trades selection box. And this shows that there are 2 trades a day. Now, typically, M1 Finance only offers 1 trade a day at 9:30 a.m. each morning. But you can sign up for M1 Plus and be given the option of a second trade. 3 p.m. today would be that trading time. So you've got 9:30 and 3. You cannot trade throughout the day, just one time a day. So you make your selections and you go from there. Now, every so often, as your portfolio changes throughout the week, throughout the month, you'll need to go in and select rebalance. This is going to bring all of your numbers back to the percentages that you dictated. And you're not going to be charged fees for when you sell or anything like that. So you can rebalance your portfolio, you can buy, you can add, you can do all kinds of different things. One thing I especially like in the research side is the ability to create a watch list. So if there's a stock that you're especially excited about, then in the watch list, you can add them so that you have the stocks that you're looking at on a regular basis, and you can see how they're doing and how they're performing. You can also read the market news, you can look into individual stocks, and you can always, again, go back to these expert pies if you just want to follow someone else's strategy. So M1 Finance is a great app to use overall. It's very user-friendly. And again, you can set it up on your desktop, you can set it up on your phone, and overall, it is a portfolio that I highly recommend when you're using any of the strategies from TrendlineProfits.com. When it comes to ease of use and overall experience, I give M1 Finance a huge thumbs up. It's what I use for my own investment account, and the app is incredibly user-friendly. It enables you to check in throughout the day on your portfolio. Now, the fact that you can only trade once or twice a day is only a drawback if you intend to do a lot of day trading. But if you're using our strategies, well, they only require once a month trading. So this is not even a problem. In fact, the trading once or twice a day could even be a positive deterrent to keep you from making trades that, let's face it, you're going to later regret. I'm including a link in the description where if you go to open your own account with M1 and you deposit at least $100, they're going to give you a free $30 added to your account. So that's a 30% return, which is not a bad way to start your M1 Finance experience. To learn more about the strategies that I mentioned in this video, visit TrendlineProfits.com, or you can sign up for the free newsletter after reading the 12% solution. Thanks for watching, and happy investing.